Greetings,
Hello.
whoever happens to be watching this. I'm Blake,
I'm Andrew.
and we have free time and schoolwork to do, which we should be doing, and we're not. How far have we gone on that, by the way?
I've read the book and not much else.
Same here, actually. It's near the end of summer, so we decided to print out all the lyrics to the Billboard Top 20 right now, and just give our thoughts on each of them. Gonna start at number 20, gonna go down to number 1. So, starting out, number 20 on the list is Want to Want Me by Jason Derulo, which isn't even the phrase they use in the song itself.
No, it's not.
Hey, is it really cool to take out to use that slang phrase, to take out you? Is that what we're doing now?
I guess so.
I really hate this guy. Trumpets was god-awful. Then there was, and even songs from him that I should like, I hate because it's him. And his voice is just so awful.
I think when I first learned of him several years ago, I don't remember which song it was, but I kind of liked it, and then it's gone. Yeah, because that's been enthused lately.
Yeah, because there was In My Head, which I thought was a really good song.
Yeah, I like that one.
His voice is just, even on that one, is just really awful. But I think this one's actually one of his better songs. I actually really like the production on it. It kind of reminds me of Love Me Again, by John Newman. Sort of that same very, almost sort of classiness to it, which you don't usually get from Doolittle's music. Talk dirty, definitely not classy. It was apparently written about Jordan Sparks, which is
I would not have.
Yeah, which doesn't matter. For him, it's definitely one of his better songs. I think it sounds pretty good. Lyrically, girl. I love the chorus starts with "Girl, you don't want," and it's like, I know you don't want me, but I'm still gonna try to convince. You know, she has no interest. She has no interest in you at all, and you're still going to all this effort.
Nothing that I know I wouldn't do.
Oh yeah, sure. You say that now.
Just to get him.
Then you learn she's a complete freak in the bed. And you're like, I should not have gotten this into this.
And then there's another song, right? That can happen.
I said I wouldn't do anything for her. I was so stupid. I also, just final thing. I hate how he says "gets me so high."
Yeah.
That does not sound true.
Oh, I remember. Well, while listening to this, I remember. I think I have heard it on the radio a few times, but I would never have guessed it was this song. The only thing I actually recognized from listening to it on the radio was that part, "Gets Me So High."
Oh yeah. All right, so that's.
I don't think.
Final thoughts. It's one of his better songs. It's okay. It sounds pretty good. His voice is better than usual. At number 19, the song that my dad turned off the radio faster than any song he's ever listened to, is "Honey I'm Good" by Discount Michael Bublé. Well, I feel bad. This guy always gets he's not a very recognizable name. And I'm kind of surprised it's kind of big of his it did. Which is "Honey I'm Good."
Yeah.
I don't like, because the lyrics are all about getting drunk, and then you're being tempted by some Medusa, I don't know, some siren maybe, and you're like, and it's a little too happy with itself, I think, because it's like you shouldn't get, it's like getting an award for attendance at school. You should just be doing it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to cheat on your wife, even if you're drunk. It's like, come on, dude. It sounds fine. It's not really, I'm not really a fan of the style.
The tempo, it is appealing to me. I think it's, in my opinion, a little bit better than some of his other songs, at least how it sounds.
There's that link for Charity, right? Oh, I forget what that one is. I remember not liking that song.
I remember probably besides this one mostly Keep Your Head Up.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm this song is better than that one for me.
In my opinion, yeah.
Because I like some of Bublé's stuff. I like Haven't Met You Yet a lot. So I'm not opposed to this kind of music. It's just the happiness of the music kind of clashes with some of the lyrics.
Yeah, it's weird a little bit in the lyrics for me, at least with like the whole message of the song. It doesn't really feel self-righteous, but it has a weird feeling that it is talking about doing something good, which is like, well, you should things, but songs in general, it seems, are more thriving when they're about the not good things.
That's true, yeah. So, yeah, not a huge fan. But it's certainly better than number 18. Oh my god, this song is... Okay, it's Worth It by Fifth Harmony and Kidding. Oh really, it could have been any generic rapper in it. He brings nothing. I don't know, because it's obvious that the song is completely trying to emulate Talk Dirty. Like
yes,
the horns in it sound almost exactly the same. The structure of it is very similar, except in this case you have a girl group doing it who won X Factor, I believe.
Oh wow.
Or
I don't know enough about them.
Well, it's like they all sound the same, except
that's true. They switch off in the verses. But
I love the fact that you couldn't even tell. And because they do sound very similar. And of course, because we're unoriginal, we'll just repeat the chorus 8 times. Just repeat the same line. And don't give me, they changed the first word in each of them. They're not repeating. No! They're saying the same thing 8 times.
In my opinion, there are a few songs that I like that can get by repeating in the chorus or like as part of the chorus, the same thing over and over. But it's usually with something in addition to it, like really good music or maybe some sort of vocal effects.
And it's like, if you want the same, even Talk Dirty, which I don't like, honestly, the horns in that song sound better than this one. This song just really sounds like they were just thrown in at the last second. Because Talk Dirty became so big, and they're like, we'll put this in our song.
I remember listening to it, there was a moment that I kind of liked. I think it was going, like, the first instant of the chorus. I think it sounded good.
Oh yeah, when the music cuts out. I did kind of like that too.
But after that, it gets a bit boring.
And I don't think I've ever heard a song repeat the phrase "aha" as much as this song.
That is true.
And the way in the verses where it's not Kidding singing, it's the girl singing, and the way she sings is so weird. What does she say? Like, just give me you. That's all I want to do. If it's true, like she just sounds really fun. She sounds really funny in it. And Kidding just brings absolutely nothing to it, and just really repet with it.
Yeah.
Every time he says that thing, he says, win it. I'm watching flippin' Duck Dynasty.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, no. Bad. Probably one of the worst on the list. Just offers nothing you can't get. If you want Kidding, Show Me is honestly a better song, and that one's pretty awful. If you want songs with a horn section in it, Cheerleader is far better. I don't think that one's great, but it's better than this.
You know what, I was just remembering, I don't think I've heard a lot of Kidding, but there's one I like, I think it's called The Pursuit of Happiness.
No, that's
not, wait,
he's so unrecognizable, yeah, that's Kid Cudi.
Oh.
He's so unrecognizable, you keep mixing him up with other rappers. No, I like that one, that one's alright.
Alright, well that does explain something.
Now we have the song that you're probably surprised is still on the Billboard, considering how has anyone else left on Earth not heard it? And that's Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk.
I think we've been funked up by now.
Jeez, I think it set a new record for most time at number 1.
Wow.
Because I think the previous record was Smooth by Carlos Santana.
Really?
Yeah, I think that one.
Impressive.
I think that one was. I don't remember.
That had Rob Thomas in it, right?
That's Rob Thomas, yeah. I never liked this song, honestly.
I think it has a lot of energy, which is good.
Yeah, that's true. It does have a lot of energy to it.
It is kind of enthusiastic, or it kind of gets you going, in my opinion.
No, it does have some nice build up to it.
But at the same time, it kind of wears itself out by the end, I think.
I was always surprised because YouTube has like the new music section, so I was doing that. I'm like, it's got energy, but I just don't buy Bruno Mars as a funky guy.
In general, there's not a whole lot that I like by him either.
I think which is weird, I actually like him more than you do.
Yeah, probably.
Because I like Nothing on You. I like I like Walked Out of Heaven, which you're not a big fan of.
Nah.
There's songs I think are awful. I think Grenade is awful. I think Lazy Song is awful. I think Gorilla is hilariously awful.
Oh yeah.
and that's the problem with this song is that every time I listen to it, and he's bragging about how great he is, I keep hearing those other songs.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's like, who are you trying to convince? Me or yourself? So
I think I like some of his older stuff. That's the same with a few artists that have like new music out right now. I like some of their older stuff. I think it's the same for me a little bit with Katy Perry. I like some of her.
No, I totally agree.
Stuff.
Some of her early
some of
stuff
the
is
newer
better.
stuff. It doesn't appeal to me much.
Speaking of Katy Perry, how about a song that actually kind of sounds a lot like her earlier stuff to me, which is the Cool for the Summer, and I still, every time I listen to it, think it's Avril Lavigne, of all people. It's what the opening kind of sounds like, but no, it's Demi Lovato. Again, it like early like California Girls, like Teenage Dreamer, Katy Perry's what it sounds like, which I'm not opposed to. Like out of all the Katy Perry songs, those are some of her best. Like Teenage Dreamer is probably my favorite song of hers. And this song, there's the part that I like the most is when the guitar comes in.
Definitely.
And then it kind of just gets like washed out with all the heavy synth. I like the piano.
A little bit.
I like the piano, I'm sucker for piano sometimes.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's harmless. I love the fact that they say like, subtle bisexual undertones, and there's a line which I'm like, but it was like, there was Watch Mojo made a list that was like top 10 songs that you don't know about sex. The thumbnail was Whistle. I'm like, seriously?
Really?
You don't know? Like, that song's even more overt than this one is when it comes to that.
Yes. But definitely when that guitar comes in, it's got a lot of impact.
No, it does, but then it kind of just gets drowned out really quickly.
Yeah, when it comes in, but after that.
No, so, it's alright. I actually like, Give Your Heart a Break a little more than this, I think. It's alright. And then we have someone completely different. We have Ed Sheeran, who made my favorite hit song of last year. Don't was my #1 favorite hit song of last year. I think this song is better than Thinking Out Loud. It's not as boring, it picks up a bit more.
Something that I do rather like it, and just in general, sometimes when a song does this, if it does it well, is that it kind of revisits the same structure and even some of the same words later in the song as those that it begins with, but it changes it a little bit so it has a different message as it goes on. I think
you mean
a nice revisiting.
Yeah, I do like when songs do that.
It's like consistent.
The problem, that was my problem. Thinking Out Loud to me was not very consistent.
It did just kind of feel like thinking out loud.
No, it wasn't just that. It's that the song is Thinking Out Loud was supposed to be like he's thinking out loud about like growing older with somebody, and there are just lyrics in it where I'm like, this is what you think of when growing old with people. Like there's the lyric of that song I hate the most is where like he's like, I'll keep making the same mistakes. I'm like, no, you're supposed to grow up and not make the same mistakes. And it's like that. It just throws the whole song off for me. I think this one is better. I'm not really I like Ed Sheeran more when he's sing or don't. When he's a bit poppier to him. I'm not a big fan of him. It's more acoustic, but it's decent. It's not as boring as Thinking Out Loud was, which just carries on for me forever.
It's very pleasant to listen to.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Then we have a song that... we have Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon. Anna's Son, which is one of my favorite songs of like the past 5 years. I adore that song. So I kind of feel bad because I go into this one thinking, okay, I'm going to get another Anna's Son And for me, it's just not as good. I think part of that is because Anna's Son is a song that focuses on, big emotions, just the thrill of youth, the wildness of it. And this one's just, just going out and dance with the girl.
Yeah.
That's it.
It definitely isn't as like
grand, which is what I want more so. Like there are other people who are probably more happy with just just a cute girl just dancing with her.
It's kind of more like a single moment song. It
That's very true.
like
Yeah.
single feeling.
And because I don't go on dances, because I'm a social recluse who just hangs in his room and thinks about these stupid songs, I can't connect with it at all.
I will say I have seen them and the song in concert twice, and it has a lot of energy in concert, so it's a lot of fun in person.
I just feel like Anna's Song has more energy to it than me.
Yeah, that one's potentially, well, of course, one of their most famous, but kind of their original song, the one that made them really big. So everybody really enthused about that one. It's kind of like not quite a trance, but a really, really in-depth emotion going on when that song comes on, at least in the concerts.
So it's and don't take me this the wrong way. I do think this is a good song. Like, it's definitely one of the better ones on this list. I'm just kind of disappointed because I love Anna's Son so much. I'm like, it's good, but it's not Anna's Son.
It's not quite the follower you wanted.
Yeah, and so now we're going on to the song from a guy who I predict in 10 years is just going to be called a one-hit wonder. And we're going to be like, no, he wasn't a one-hit wonder, he had other hits, and that's the first of 3. I repeat, 3 Fetty Wap singles. I don't know how this guy's carried these 5 minutes of fame to 2 more singles. We have basically. We have 6, 7, 9 by Fetty Wap and the Remy Boys, which is just the name of his posse. And he actually said this is his favorite song. The line in this song that always baffles me, in the chorus, it says, she walked past, I pressed rewind to see that ass one more time. Does he have the remote from Click?
Yeah, that confused me a lot. He mentions that not only that, but I think earlier in the song as well, he says something about rewinding. It's like, are you controlling time
How do you do what? Did he play? It's not our thing. Like, this is not our kind of music at all.
I unfortunately don't understand much of what it says or many
of
the lyrics.
Yeah, no, and
Over my head.
There's another lyric that's pretty funny where it says, I traded in my trues for some robins, which are brands of jeans. And it says, he played Batman, Fetty's gonna rob him. So apparently Fetty is trying to rob Bruce Wayne of all people, which is kind of dumb. It's trying to be like, oh, Batman is like goofy and silly, and this guy's like hardcore. I'm like, Batman's pretty hardcore. Have you seen like the Dark Knight trilogy? Like, he's like torturing people in those. Yeah. He's not playing.
You don't want to mess with Batman.
No, it's just a hip hop song about drugs, about loving some girl, about bragging what your jeans are.
And money.
Of course. Even his name. I think because Fetty is like fettuccine, which stands for like shredded paper. I don't know why. So his name stands for like cash money.
I would never guess that.
Also, I think there's 3 rappers on the song. You can't tell. They all sound like him.
Really?
It's not our thing. It's not like awful. Like, it's probably the weakest of these 3, but it's not terrible.
Did the Remy Boys do anything in the song other than be mentioned?
I think 2 of them were the rappers.
Okay. I would not know that.
Alright, so the next one is another person who's 2 people actually who are strange to see on the pop charts, which is the long-awaited duo of Skrillex and Justin Bieber. Those are 2 words I never thought I'd say in the same sentence.
A few years ago, I would have said that would be impossible.
Well, Bieber just disappeared from music. Yeah.
But I will say, well, I quite like his return in the song. I think he sounds quite good.
Oh, he sounds better than like anything he's done. Because he finally hit puberty and has some pipes finally.
Mm-hmm. I like Skrillex in general. I like electronic in general. And this is a
He's more of an electronic guy than I am. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah. This is a very interesting song by him. I'm pretty sure
it's not as loud as some of his others.
Yeah.
Because that was my problem with Bangarang. It was just so loud.
There's been a very interesting sort of, not necessarily transformation, but change.
Evolution.
Yeah, evolution in Skrillex. Especially his Recess album, the most recent one. It's a lot different. It's kind of less aggressive, I'd say. Less in your face.
Because that was my problem with Calvin Harris. For me, it's the same way. Where his music is just loud and very gaudy. And some of his more recent songs, especially Blame, I really like that song. Because it's more, down-tempo. It's not as loud. And I like that more. So maybe I'd like some of that stuff more.
Yeah, you might. It's kind of calmer a little bit, but it's also, I'd say, good to think to.
Yeah, and I don't hate this song musically, It's got that kind of strange, almost like Japanese, whistle to it, kind of. Which, it doesn't sound bad. The thing I don't like about the song the most is, all the vocal effects. Just the very, I'm not sure how to describe it, just that it sounds like a monster is saying it. It's just unnecessary for me. Outside of that, it's not, I keep saying that a lot, it's not my thing. People are gonna be like, do you like anything? Is there what is your thing? Well,
find out next time.
If anyone actually watches this. I'll say this, it's probably the best Bieber song I've ever heard. Which, to be fair, isn't saying much, but it's still one of his better songs.
Yeah, it's quite good. It's a really interesting combination.
And then we have possibly the song of the summer, I would say so, which is the tribute to Paul Walker, See You Again by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie, I will never pronounce his name right, Poutine.
That's my best guess.
Charlie Punch. My problem with this song mostly is that they shouldn't have gotten Wiz Khalifa. I don't like the guy, but he can do, he's best when he's talking about how much his cars and his money. He's not good when he actually has to express a real human emotion besides just greed. And there are plenty of good rappers who could there's a guy in the Fast and Furious series, I believe Common is in it. That's a guy who can sell some really emotional stuff, and they should have got him for this. I know why they got Khalifa, it's because he just, he talks about cars a lot. But overall, because I know a lot of people did not like this song, because a lot of people like Uptown Funk, and they're like, okay, what's going to be the #1 song after this? And it's this. I know a lot of people did not like that. I do like the song, actually.
It's quite good, in my opinion.
And even then, Wiz Khalifa, the second verse is actually pretty solid, when he's talking about, the vibe is feeling strong, and he talks about, how they grow closer and closer. I like that.
Yeah.
And actually, I do not like Sam Smith. I can't stand the guy. And this guy, Charlie Punch is clearly very Sam Smith-like, but I actually like his voice more than Smith.
He does it well.
Because there are some people who, are like, there's no emotion to the song. I do feel some emotion to it. I actually, it actually is, especially in the part where he's like, the light guide you away, yeah. I like that part. There are some parts where he goes, ah, I'm like, that's a little out of place for a song like this.
A bit dramatic, but I guess it works nice with the sound of it overall.
That's true. It doesn't feel out of place for the music. It feels out of place for the sentiment of the song.
Yeah.
So,
a little bit too much.
I still do like it. I think it is a good tribute. And
definitely.
And I do like the piano parts in it. Especially I love the part where anytime a verse ends and it cuts out really quickly. I do think those work very well.
Yes.
I don't even know what's number 10 is probably the weird. I know I'm saying this when we're just talking about Where Are You Now, but this is probably the weirdest song on the list, which is Good For You by Selena Gomez. I'm not really sure what to say. Because I liked Heart Wants What It Wants. I know some people were like, Blake, you really like, yeah, I actually kind of did like that song. I had more of a sultry, sensual atmosphere to it, which I did like. Kind of reminded me of Love Me Harder, which is a song I really liked. But this one, it's just, kind of creepy in a way that I don't think is intentional.
It confuses me a little bit as to what it's getting at. And
Yeah.
I don't know how to take it.
It kind of sounds like an abusive relationship. Like there's a timidness to it that's kind of disconcerting, and the fact that she's always talking about, how she looks. I'm like, those are things you worry about when the guy you're with is like really psycho about that stuff.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit messed up.
Yeah, it's not awful. I'm just kind of confused because it's supposed to be about being with the guy you like. I'm like, no, it kind of just talks about what you wear. It doesn't talk about the emotions of that enough.
Yeah.
And it name drops a bunch of crap too. It's just an A$AP Rocky is kind of out of place. A lot of his music tends to be very vulgar, and here it's just like, it's not the worst. It's not the worst choice of rapper, because there are some songs we'll talk about later that have really terrible casting, but it's just weird.
I think he does kind of fill, or at least the lyric part, the other side of the whatever's going on in the song.
That's true. He does fit, but I'm not sure what he does, he fits in. So, A$AP Rocky, bad casting. Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift in Bad Blood, even stranger casting. It's close because I really hate Worth It too, but this is probably this is one of the worst on the list. I think you like it more than I do.
I do fairly like it. It's not one of my favorites, but I think it just kind of sounds good.
That's the opposite of the thing for me. I think it sounds awful. Oh, okay, I don't think it sounds awful. I think it sounds awful for Taylor Swift.
Like, it's definitely different than
because I don't hate. I'm a big Linkin Park fan. New Divide. That has a very industrial metallic sound to it. I love that. That's one of my favorite songs from that band. So I'm not opposed to this kind of industrial, grindy, metallic sound. It just does not fit at all for me with Taylor Swift, because there's a part in the bridge where that entirely gets cut out. It's just her. It just sounds like another Taylor Swift song, and then it goes right back to the mechanical grinding and the bass. And it's like, this is so out of place.
It carries power to it. It's not exactly like.
But then at the start of the chorus, it doesn't have any bass in it at all. Just halfway through, it's just a weird choice. And Kendrick Lamar, who I respect a lot, I'm not a big fan of the guy musically, but I respect a lot of what he has to say. Just, what is he doing in this song? Like, and even, because all his verses are like, because the song was written about her alleged feud with Katy Perry, which...
Oh yeah.
He's like, I have gotten over you, I am big, strong, you cannot, it can't. And then Taylor Swift comes in and is like, you've left a deep cut, and it's like, she's like, destroyed by it. And it's like, these emotions do not go together. And just bad blood and mad love do not rhyme. No matter how much you just pervert that syllable, they don't rhyme at all.
Anecdote time. I will say that I heard this song come on the radio as I was on my way in the car to donate some blood. Experience. Is this a sign? Should I be doing this?
That's really funny. And it's one of those songs that I think she didn't think was very good, which is why she, made a huge deal out of the video. And the song went immediately to number one. The song went immediately to number one because of that, and then started falling down the charts immediately because I think people realized this isn't that great. Mm-hmm. And the video is very Hunger Games like. I wasn't a big fan. Yeah, so really don't like that song. Now we get to the second Fetty Wap song on the list, which is My Way featuring Monty, a song that has a weird structure and design to it. Because the song, it starts off with the hook, which is typical, then Fetty Wap raps, and then another hook, then the guest rapper, and then it just ends. like in almost every single song I've heard, there's usually a third chorus there, and the song just ends.
It's almost like a surprise.
Like, yeah, it does. You know, the last line is, you know, "Baby, you should come my way, squad," which you said something like a bird noise.
I'm sorry.
So it does end with the title technically, but it doesn't go over the chorus at all. It's just strange.
Yeah.
And also I love the part where it ends any line with "think A," "blink A," "think A," and it's like, why do you have that at the end of it? These lines do rhyme. Why do you keep putting that sound effect there?
That's true. Isn't
And
to make it rhyme that way.
It sounds exactly like, you know, Trap Queen 679. To me, his voice sounds like you know, Oingo Boingo. You know, he sounds like that kinda.
That's a good point.
You know, no hose, all this dough. Just sounds very derpy, but you know, in an enjoyable way.
It's not really my preferred taste.
No, it's not.
And I've got to say, at times it sounded a little bit like he was whining.
His voice does sound very whiny.
It may just be his voice and his style, so that's all right. No, it's kind of surprising to me.
There are some lines where he's talking about like threatening people that should sound good on paper, but because it's him singing, it's kind of hard to take some of them seriously.
Yeah.
You know, he says like, "How dare that N-word run his mouth when his pocket's in a drought? That last single he put out didn't even make it out." Like, those are some good, you know, threatening lines. But when they come out of his mouth, it's kind of like Drake bragging.
Yeah.
Where Drake is just so boring and flat. He's making, you know, all these he makes bragging sound boring. Where Fetty Wap makes it sound whiny and a pain to do.
Sounds, I don't know. Makes me almost think reassuring himself, just because it doesn't sound that assertive.
Yeah, it doesn't. You need someone, and we're not saying that, you know, we don't hate like, oh, rap. You know, part of rapping is bragging, and there are some people, you know, Jay-Z especially, I think, you know, he can sell a lot of bragging. You know, when you listen to him, he is in charge.
Mm-hmm.
When you listen to Fetty Wap say the same things, you're like, this is the guy in charge, really?
Yeah. I'm glad that it at least is consistent with the rest of the song. Well, kind of.
That's true.
Doesn't necessarily make a lot of variety in the song, but it doesn't go on to an unfitting change.
And then, of course, the song that probably will be remembered as his one. It's kind of like Vanilla Ice, where people are like, you know, he's a one-hit wonder because Ice Ice Baby. Unfortunately, no. Vanilla Ice had other hits, and I bet we'll be saying the same thing about this guy because his one hit, Trap Queen, a song that I just find hilarious. I don't know about you, but I could listen to this song all day and just laugh at it.
Yeah, probably that.
Because his voice, every line, every, you know, end rhyme sounds exactly the same, and he sounds like he sounds even more so than the other two songs. He just wails. He sounds like a dying dog. Just let it. Sorry, morbid imagery. Trigger warning, I guess. It just sounds like a dying dog. Just his last howls. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, I just. Not saying I'm laughing at a dying dog, I'm laughing at his voice.
No dogs were hurt in the making of this video.
I don't know. Hopefully Roxy's not hurt next time. Yeah, it's a song that represents a genre, you know, and it just happened to be the one that got big. I don't know how, probably because of Vine, which is, you know, the way for black shirtless men to get famous in this day and age. And he's shirtless in the video too, so maybe that was it. Or maybe it was his eye, you know, because it was that weird eye thing because of glaucoma. Maybe people were like, I feel bad for this guy. He just got sympathy votes.
No matter what it actually means, I still like the line, "I be in the kitchen cooking." It's just that's one of the most interesting lyrics I've heard in a rap song.
Yeah, because obviously it refers to some sort of drug, but in the video itself, it shows them making an actual pie.
And that I appreciate.
No, it's bad, but it's hilarious, so therefore it takes a little bit of the sting out of it. I could listen to this song. I could not listen to Worth It or Bad Blood.
Yeah.
I could listen to this and be entertained. On to the next song, which, for me at least, is the most disappointing of them all, which is the simple, fa inspirational song of the year, which is Fight Song by Richard Platten, which will be showing up in every movie ad you see for the rest of the year.
Undoubtedly.
I don't want to be too mad about it because it feels like a first try. Because I'm pretty sure it's their first single, and it feels like it, because there's definitely parts where, like, it's a good start, but it's not perfected yet. Like, I could see myself in, like, a few years down the road listening to this person's music and really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good premiere song. It definitely gets her on the map, and you know her for this now, but there's still not a whole lot to it. Like, if there's more that comes after it, it could be pretty good.
And, like, because I like the melody of it, I like most of the music, I like the, simple single repeating synth that plays in the chorus. I like in the final chorus when the music, like in Brave by Sarah Bareilles is a song I really like, where it cuts out all the music and it's just the drum beat. I really like that part. But some of these lyrics, like, even for, like, because there are dumb inspirational songs, and a lot of them don't have great lyrics. In fact, my number 3 favorite song of the entire 2000s decade is Lose Yourself by Eminem. That's an inspirational song, but it's a really flippin' good inspirational song. So then you can do a lot with this kind of music. Not really music, these kind of sentiment and emotions, but this one just
didn't reach that.
No, and just the opening of the chorus just does not work for me at all. This is my fight song, take back my life song, prove that I'm... oh yeah, I love that line too, prove I'm alright. Just that I'm alright. It's kind of like,
I'm okay.
It's kind of like, not a bad thing by Justin Timberlake. You should fall in love with me. I'm not a bad thing. Like, that's the best you can... It's like...
I can't be that.
You should like me. I'm alright. Because again, I like the melody. I like a lot of the music, but it's just it feels transparently like a first draft.
Yeah. The lyrics are in some cases a bit general, or kind of what you'd expect from just a little bit of a generic song. Some of the imagery is nice.
Some of the imagery is nice, but it's misplaced.
True.
Like, it starts with it. What you should do is, like, because it starts with, the part about the small wave in the ocean, the single word, make your heart open, and then it repeats it again in the bridge, which for me is where that kind of thing should go in this kind of song. The 2 verses should talk about, like, just a generic overview of, like, her problems, and they do that in the second verse. When really, that's what you should start with, and then bring in, like, the, massive, similes and metaphors. You should bring that in a little later.
Yeah.
So just a disappointment. It probably would go, like, very low on my worst list, just because the lyrics are really amateurish, but there are stuff I like about it. And again, I probably will like music by this person if she continues to make hits, There's probably some songs from her I'm going to like a lot. Because, again, I like Brave by Sarah Bareilles.
Yeah.
And the songs do share some similarities, but Brave was more specific and better written, with of course, the exception of one of the worst lyrics I've ever heard, Show Me How Big Your Brave Is. The hell, Sarah Bareilles. Alright, so number 5 on the list is a song that I know you do not like at all.
Not very much.
And that is the third hit that the week end without this third E, which is just a stupid name. The Hills. There are parts in this song I do like a lot, and there are parts of this song that make me hate it. I hate the opening, because it sounds like every movie trailer, where it's just door, loud sound effect, then images, cut to black, door, loud sound effect, cut to images again. The Fantastic Four trailer was really obnoxious with that. Have you seen the trailer for The Revenant?
I don't think so.
No, that one's also like that. It's really annoying. And then, but then, when that cuts out and then it cuts into the verses, I do like the music a lot in there. It's got a dark, creepy vibe to it, which intentional, obviously, unlike some other songs on this list where it sounds like that.
There are aspects of it that
But the chorus, oh my god, his voice becomes unlistenable for me. And I like what he's saying. I like these lyrics. But it's his voice. I don't like his voice a lot, but in this one, it's unlistenable for me. Like, it's almost like Sam Smith in Latch in the chorus, like just, oh, if you're a Sam Smith fan out there, go screw yourself.
That's very direct.
Yeah, it's just his voice.
I don't know. Would you really classify this as rap?
It's like he's more R&B, but like
Yeah.
like the creepy, like horrorcore R&B kinda. Like, cause he was "Love Me Harder," a song which I really liked. Like, but he was really bad in that song. Cause he's clearly a guy who's supposed to be somebody who's in charge. You know, in this song, he's clearly the guy in charge. On that song, he's the guy who Ariana Grande is calling bad and bad. And it's like, he plays it like he's supposed, and he keeps singing and plays it like, you know, he's still dumb, and like in the song, you know, Ariana Grande's like, dude, you're really bad in the sheets, you know, you need to do better at this. So, again, just bad casting, but that keeps that song out of like my top 5 for that year.
I will say that I did enjoy the bridge of this song. It kind of changed things.
Oh, the
up.
Hills Have Eyes part.
Yeah, and
that,
like the lyrics, they're just kind of keeping it with a little bit of that creepy vibe, but
Yeah.
it's interesting to me, and it sounds a little bit different. I like the sound some more.
I'll say this, it's better than it earned it. I hated Earned It. And this song for me is better than that. What do you think? Would you say this is better than Earned It?
I would say so.
Yeah, because Earned It was god-awful. Number 4 is, for me, His Hills, which is Lean On by Major Lazer and DJ Snake featuring, I believe her name is pronounced Moo, actually. M-O/O. Again, like you with The Hills, there are parts of this song I really like. I really like the lyrics in this song. Like, it tells like this, honestly, kind of poignant story about just, you know, friendship and it comes across like sort of almost like child soldier, like, which I'm sure is not what it's supposed to be, but just like the bond between people when they're just thrown through hell as little kids, and you really get that. But I just really don't like her voice, because she was do you remember was Beg For It? It was a song she did with Azalea, and she was bad on that song too. But I really just, and like there was a reviewer that called her voice angelic in this song. I'm like, an angel with her wings being clawed off, maybe, because like her voice just has these weird inflections. Do you recall like that kind of thing throughout the entire song?
I like the song in general. The lyrics, they do kind of throw me off a little bit, just in the way they sound. It's a little bit discordant.
It's a song that shouldn't be electronica. For me, it's a song that had a lot of effort. Or at least it seems like they put a lot of effort into the lyrics.
It is pretty interesting that it is in this genre, and I rather like that it is. I think it's a little bit unique. It's kind of something different than a lot of what's out from.
And because I really did not like Turn Down for What.
Yeah,
I know
that one.
And this song, it's trying to match the sort of this very like arid desert feel in the music, and then it throws in, you know, his traditional, you know, very squeaky bass. What? I can't even do it. I don't think vocal cords come out. It just doesn't fit for me.
I like the bass, and I like the music a little bit.
No, I do like the music, but when the bass, when that sound effect just kicks in, it just kind of kills it for me.
It's for me a little bit of kind of a calm, sort of nice tempo, a nice rhythm song.
No, it does, but it just.
Where Are You Now? It's for some reason.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they're both kind of similar in my mind. They don't
I'll
sound
say this. I think I like this song more than Where Are You Now?
Yeah.
So honestly, I'll probably look around for covers or remixes to this song, because there are parts that I really like, and there are parts where I'm like, why did you do this? You had, for me at least, you had the makings of a good song. It just kind of was like, no.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
And the next song, which we won't be needing any of these for, I didn't even print out a sheet for it because there's no lyrics to talk about. The song that was made by a person who I believe is about our age. I want to say it's like 18, which is Watch Me, Nana Nene by Silento.
Something like that.
It's a god-awful song, but at the same time, it's not really aiming for anything. It's just a simple dance song with like two notes. in the entire thing. And for a dance song, it tells you the steps to it, unlike some other ones I know. Teach Me How to Dougie, which doesn't actually teach you how to Dougie. The hell?
Yeah.
And again, it's an 18-year-old who probably made this in his garage in like a day.
It basically meets expectations.
Even though there aren't that many expectations.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot to it, in my opinion. It's also not at all my genre, so I'm naturally thrown off.
Yeah. It's not her thing. Just say that a lot. I guess I say it a lot, you don't say it as much. Alright, so then we're getting into number 2, which is my personal favorite song on the list.
It's definitely up there for me as well.
Which is Can't Feel My Face with The Weeknd. And it's weird because it's actually the song of his where he's not as like dominant. In this song, he plays like if you don't know, this song is about drug addiction and is comparing it to a relationship. And he's talking about like it's a very controlling relationship and he's on the end of it. And I really like it. Like did you know and listen to it that was about drugs?
I definitely suspected it. It really did kind of feel like that to me.
I didn't. Maybe I was an idiot because I didn't really like that song, and I went online actually when we were thinking about doing this, and I was like, it's about drug addiction. I'm like, light bulb over my head. That makes total sense. How did I not see that before?
There were at least a few things that kind of gave me a hint, and like I at least thought that maybe it's like comparing a girl to a drug addiction.
Not a very flattering way.
But yeah, it's actually a little bit the other way around. It's about the drug addiction, but it hides it well.
Yeah, because there are plenty of songs like this, but I don't know if I've ever heard one that is so frank about how controlling and how just completely, how much of a slave he kind of is to this kind of drug. Like, I think it's really well done. A lot of people compare it to Michael Jackson. You can, especially in the chorus, you can definitely see it. And even though I'm not a huge, funk guy, I'm not a big fan of the music in the song, lyrically, it's really solid.
Yeah.
Like, really, really solid.
I think so. I think it's pretty smooth, and it actually has like a really nice feeling to it. Like, it's something that I don't know if I dance to it, but I definitely.
We're white people. You really want us to be dancing to this?
Would you classify that as a vocal effect that's on it?
I've just heard his voice is so weird. I think his voice just sounds like that.
That could be. In any case, the voice sounds pretty neat to me.
No,
I can sing along to this.
Yeah, no, it's pretty solid. It's probably right now. It's probably my #1 song of the year. Which, to be fair, for me, this is a year where a lot of the songs are just and that one for me is probably my #1.
I've had a few bad experiences with The Weeknd in the past. I think
me too.
I think the first song I actually ever heard by them was something somebody said at school. It was like a remix of Drunk in Love, and I did not like that one.
Well, how bad can a remix of Drunk in Love can be? Because Drunk in Love by itself is not a great song.
So this changed things a lot to me, and it was really...
same here, because when I first heard because my first experience with Love Me Harder, which I was like, yeah, this song's awesome, and then he starts singing, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Also, he's got the craziest hair, too. It's really silly.
Oh, boy.
So then the #1 on this list is a song that was released, I think, 3 years ago, and only got big because of a remix, which is Cheerleader by Omi, and a remix by, I think, Felix John is the guy's name. Yeah. Decent, not great. I like the horns in it a lot. I really like the opening.
I think that the message is pretty darn good. I think what it talks about is it's a good message. It's
a good message, but at the same time, it doesn't cross over into completely, but it kind of sounds like that's all she's good for. Which is it's not how it completely comes off as, but kind of starts dipping into that territory.
The first time I heard it, I really wasn't sure what to think. Like, I wasn't
me either. I was like, what the hell is this?
What it was supposed to be doing by, like, comparison or calling her a cheerleader. I was like, which way is this going?
Yeah, no.
Because I feel like it could be not so good, but I think it's pretty good.
I do like when the music cuts out and cuts in the chorus. I think the beat is pretty solid because I've listened to the remix this is the remix to the original song. I think it's decent. I think this is.
Yeah.
I personally like this more.
Yeah, I think this is more fun. And
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. His voice, I think it complements the song and what it's saying.
It's a little sort of. Like I sound right now, kind of nasally. Got a nasaliness to it. This guy kind of sounds like a nerd, but it's not like unpleasant to listen to.
Something about that, I think, especially with what it's saying, it actually complements it well.
Oh, I can see that. Well. So, final thoughts. What would you say would you pick as your 3 favorite and 3 least favorite on the list?
3 favorites are probably I Can't Feel My Face because that one's a lot of fun.
That'd be mine too.
And then because I'm just fascinated with all the electronica, I like Where Are You Now and I like Lean On.
And Lean On. And my 3 favorite would probably be Can't Feel My Face. Probably Shut Up and Dance, even though I kind of trashed it a little bit. I still think it's a good song. And probably The Hills would actually probably be my number 3. Which I know it's weird I'm saying that. It would be Hills or Cheerleader would probably be our number 3. And what about 3 worst?
3 worst, in not necessarily any specific order, probably the one by Silento.
Watch Me.
That one.
Like it's kind of like Yui Bowl movies. It's a low-hanging fruit to pick on them, but they're still bad. So it's still fruit on the tree to pick on.
Yeah, and then I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 from Fetty Wap.
That's true.
And
I think 679 is his worst song. I would say Bad Blood, Worth It. Watch Me, but I kind of have to cut that song a little bit of a break. Fight Song is one of the worst ones, but there are at least elements in that I like. So
it's an interesting
click like or dislike or report if there's something. If I offended you Sam Smith fans out there, I'm sorry. Feel free to report. At least that means you're paying attention to us enough that you realized I said that.
Well, get some response.
So please do report. That means you're actually paying attention and care about what we say. So thank you.